Hi, I'm Caroline Jerome, Chief Creative Officer at TBGA, a branding and marketing agency that helps companies grow. And this is the first of a series of case studies that takes a look at the evolution of some well-known and some lesser-known brands. It's always noteworthy when a refresh or a rebrand happens because it's an indication that the brand is evolving. And now, whether the rebrand works, why did the brand choose to invest at a particular point in time? These questions are of interest to us at TBGA because from a branding and marketing point of view, it's at these inflection points that we often step in and begin working with a client. So for our first case study, it's all about Heinz. And I have to admit, when I first came across the JKR Global Masterbrand, I was just struck and I thought, wow, they did such a bang up job. Let me take a look at this more closely. And it was that immediate visual impact that drew me in. But of course, as soon as I began to do a little research, I was quickly reminded of the great care and stewardship that comes along with an iconic brand that remains so well loved 150 years later. So began my introduction to Mr. H.J. Heinz, the original founder of the company. He's an impressive leader. We can say that outside of history. When he got knocked down, he got right back up again, and he never stopped forging ahead. You can call these qualities staying true to your values, or you can call it simply tenacity. But they are pretty much always reflected in a strong brand and its leaders. From really early on, he was smart about packaging. He sourced glass bottles with distinctive shapes and used white vinegar as opposed to apple cider vinegar, which was cloudy, to enhance the visual impact of the product. His attention to details became part of the company ethos because at the end of the day, it's not just the product itself. It's the strategy and the marketing and the distribution and the packaging and the advertising and all of them adding up to form a whole brand that people respond to and want to engage with and ultimately want to buy. I love this story. At the 1893 Chicago World's Fair, Heinz gave away 1 million pickle pins and samples to bring foot traffic to the out-of-the-way Heinz booth. Now that's a lot of pickles. And the great thing is you continue to see the whimsy and the humor and the creativity in the marketing of the brand to this day. Entered JKR in 2019. The brand actually hit the shelves in early 2020, but Jones Knowles Ritchie was tasked with unifying a sprawling array of products sold to very different international markets, and they did it beautifully. They updated the brand's architecture and its underlying principles, so the keystone and the logo, and they created a custom typeface Heinz label. For the color story, shelf appeal doesn't begin to describe the color story, and they all lend to the visual unity of the brand. So while each product has its own distinct characteristics, they harmonize across touch points and very importantly speak to a new generation of Heinz lovers. And apparently the updated brand experience has resulted in some hard numbers. The company has seen an 11% average boost to yearly sales volume for Heinz. Now, we creatives love to see those numbers, reward companies for considering brand from all sides.